Arnold's back. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. I just got done watching Killing Gunther on Amazon Prime and I actually really enjoyed myself. I know a lot of people didn't really like this movie, but I actually found it pretty fun. There are some parts that aren't super great, but a lot of it is just a very fun comedy. It definitely knows what it is and goes at it in full force. It is 100% a parody of a just over-the-top action movie, and it just goes no holds bar into that. Just all of the usual tropes that you would see in a stupid action movie you get here, and it's just thrown in with a bunch of laughs and fun. This movie was written and directed by SNL alum Taran Killam, who is one of my favorites. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy and weird for loving him so much, but Taran and Keenan and Bobby Moynihan are some of my favorite SNL alums of recent years. Of, I guess, more of the recent cast, like Kristen Wiig and Jason Sudeikis and all of those guys, like Fred Armisen. Yeah, I love them so much. They were the cast that I really started watching SNL on. But Taran Killam and Kenan Thompson I had been watching since I was very young. Like, the first thing I remember seeing Taran Killam in was Big Fat Liar. If you remember that Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes movie, you will know who I am talking about. Of course, Bobby Moynihan, I was so sad to see him leave SNL this season, but he was so great in this movie, and he's so great in, I think, everything he does, even if it's something that's not the best, like the TV show Me, Myself, and I, which I actually do really enjoy that, but I'm getting a little off topic. Killing Gunther is basically about a bunch of hitmen going after the most famous hitman in the world, who is played by the one, the only Arnold Schwarzenegger. I honestly could not see anybody else playing this role of Gunther, this mythical hitman. And in an interview, Taran Killam said that he actually wanted Tom Hanks for this role, but Hanks turned him down. But I honestly don't think I could see Tom Hanks as playing this mythical hitman like Gunther just the exact same way that Arnold Schwarzenegger did. Arnold just killed it. He was probably my favorite part of this entire movie. Watching Arnold in this movie though, you really feel like he is just in it for everything. He is willing to do whatever it takes to make this role the best. And he's so funny, he's so talented. I didn't think Arnold Schwarzenegger could be this funny. Like, he's funny in Jingle All the Way, but this is a different level of funny for Arnold. I loved it so much. You can really tell how much love and heart he put into this role. He just goes all out and does whatever he can to make it the best. The movie is so much fun. There are some jokes that don't really hit the mark, but I think that's okay because it really is just a all-out fun, making fun of action movies fest, and the action is still pretty good. I mean, there's some things that just don't look very real, like the special effects. At some points there's like green screened effects, fake fire, fake blood, there's like a tracking shot on a computer monitor. It just, some of it looks really fake, and it kind of took me out for a minute, which makes it look very much like a low budget film, which is kind of was compared to most action movies and most movies nowadays. But at the same time, it really lends itself to making this feel more like a parody of an action movie with all of the huge special effects. Like, most action movies spend probably almost 3/4 of their budget on action and stunts, whereas this movie probably spent more on Arnold Schwarzenegger than anybody. I think the part of the special effects that really made me go or feel like it was out of place was the fact that this was a documentary style of filmmaking, or at least a spoof on a documentary style within this spoof of an action movie, and the special effects just kind of made it seem not real at all. So that's kind of the reason why it took me out a little bit, but I did love the documentary style. It made it very different and interesting compared to a normal action movie, because those are very like normal movie type things, I guess, if that makes a little bit of sense. And this was just, it felt very like from the view of a person holding a camera, and they really did a great job with that, I think. The rest of the cast in this is really great. The three kind of main characters besides Arnold Schwarzenegger are Taran Killam's character of Blake, Bobby Moynihan's character of Donnie, and Hannah Simone from New Girl's character of Sana. I think that they just made a really great trio fighting against Gunther, or trying to fight Gunther. And the last thing I really want to touch on before I kind of give my last little score for this movie is the twist at the end. They lead up a little bit, or they drop some hints to a twist that I personally thought was what was going to happen, which is that Sana, Hannah Simone's character, is working for Gunther, or with Gunther, and they kind of drop little bits and pieces in throughout the first maybe I want to say half of the movie. So I was like, that's what's gonna happen, but they stopped kind of doing that after a while, so I was like, maybe not, but you know, they could still do a twist at the end where that's what's happening and you just didn't really notice at the beginning. And I don't know if that was purposeful or not, but either way, it was a great way to divert at least myself from figuring out the real twist ending at the end. And I actually really liked the twist ending at the end better than the twist ending that I had in mind, or that I thought I had figured out. And they kind of explain how they get there and the little bits and pieces that they use to set up throughout the movie to get there, which feels a little contrived once they kind of set it up. And I thought, looking back on it, if you had been watching pretty closely to the scenes that they show leading up to it, you could figure it out a little bit, especially with hints that the characters drop when they are giving this final kind of wrap up of this whole twist at the end. But my final score for this movie would probably be, even though it's on Amazon Prime and I can watch it whenever I want, I would probably give this, well, instead of a Netflix, I give it an Amazon Prime. It's not the best action movie spoof I've ever seen, but it is still a really fun movie, and I feel like watching it again would kind of help me figure out or see some of the little different things if they drop any more hints throughout the movie, which honestly I don't think they do, but it would kind of be fun to go through it again and see if that's really kind of the case. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking new movies, old movies, TV shows, all kinds of fun filmmaking and nerdy stuff with you guys, and I hope you join me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!